Melanie normally wasn't overly excited about a shopping trip, but today was a significant exception. She awoke joyfully in her college dorm room very early in the morning, went to a nearby train station, and purchased a round trip ticket to Chicago. Her spirits were still high when she took her seat in the train's first car. In 2 weeks, she would graduate from college, and Melanie wanted to find the perfect dress for this extraordinary event. She had been planning this trip into the city for weeks, but her plans to graduate from college dated back to her childhood. She would be the first person in her family to earn a college diploma. As a youngster, Melanie had been a quick study. She had picked up early on her father's appreciation of life's seemingly unimportant things. Her father's eyes would shine with excitement about the most ordinary things, noticing what most other fathers would ignore: the way she twiddled her thumbs when she was nervous, the way her left eye closed more tightly than her right eye when she giggled, the way she arranged her stuffed animals from the youngest to oldest on the shelf in her bedroom. He even knew all of the stuffed animals by name. She loved that about him. From little Chester all the way up to Danny the dinosaur, he knew all the names. As acute as Melanie's attention to detail was, however, there was also things that she, like many of us, did not notice, things that often remain undiscovered about a person. When Melanie fixed her bicycle's punctured tire by herself for the first time, for example, she was unaware of her father, who was grinning brightly and watching unseen from behind the back door of the garage. He was also watching on her first day of kindergarten, when Melanie was the only child not crying in her parents' arms and the first student to walk bravely through the classroom door. Her father silently treasured her assured look, her readiness to confront life's inevitable crossroads at the early age of 5. He expressed the same jubilant resignation when Melanie won a college scholarship and went far away from home for the first time. He knew he would be sad, but also knew that his sadness should never overshadow her determination. For Melanie, he smiled wholeheartedly. He was always there, where Melanie, the quick study, knew it or not. On the train, Melanie envisioned her mother and father arriving on campus for graduation day and seeing her for the first time as an accomplished adult. No longer was she the cute, untidy little girl who never picked up her clothes from the floor. No longer was she the teenager who would conceal herself in her bedroom amid thunderous music, sometimes even missing dinner. No longer was she the college freshman who reveled in her escape from home as she decorated her first college dorm room with her treasured possessions. She was a college graduate. It was another first for her. As the train approached downtown Chicago, Melanie did not take her eyes off of the Sears Tower, the nation's tallest skyscraper. She had looked out of its soaring observatory when her parents took her on her first trip to the big city when she was a child. The sights were magnificent. Chicago's landmarks, streets, and neighborhoods were within reach. As Melanie sat on the train and looked at the kind giant, she remembered how her father held her up to the window as if to present her to the world. After that, she had dreamed of living in the tall building in Chicago. She stepped out on the train station beneath Chicago's towering presence, seeking the dress she would wear on an afternoon that her family would always remember. On graduation day, as Melanie received her diploma, she could not see her parents. While other families cheered, hers remained quiet. They were somewhere in the massive crowd of onlookers and popping flashbulbs. After the ceremony ended, she finally saw her father coming toward her with flowers in hand, flowers that matched the color of the only dress she had ever been able to pay for with her own money. "Congratulations, Melanie. You've made your family proud," he said. "Thank you, Dad," she replied. "Do you like my dress? I took the train and bought it in Chicago. And I'll bet you sat in the train's very first car, didn't you?" "Why, yes. How would you know that?" she asked. Lucky guess, I suppose, he replied, smiling.